Last time in Polymorph Self, the true chronicle of adventure and skullduggery by Master Sorcerer, Scholar, and Man of the People Onas Ondiri. Hjani interrogated the leader of the poppy traffickers, who soon gave up the location of the crop. After a prolonged and infuriatingly ill-informed debate about the whys and wherefores of the drug trade, the gang set off to find the source of the poppies, and followed some tracks into a dank, swampy grove. Hjani bumbled into a giant mantis, narrowly escaping decapitation. A desperate battle ensued, in which Bjorn and Hjani were brutally injured by the insect's serrated talons. Onas stepped forth and, with some assistance from Seyda, decimated the creature. Delirious with pain, Hjani made an ill-advised attempt to self-medicate by stuffing her face with unrefined and highly hallucinogenic blood poppies. Onas took charge and, in a selfless gambit to find aid for his companions, plunged into a dangerous cave system, emerging with a healing potion that he administered to Hjani, saving her life once again. The gang returned to the drug-running camp, battered and bruised, only to discover that the silver fox, Hjani Kitu, had abandoned them.
Okay, so you all sleep the night in the hideout, and Hjani wakes up to the sound of the birds in the forest, the sunshine. You feel amazing. Your wounds have magically gone, and you have the last thing you remember was the battle at the hideout. You don't remember the grove at all, by the way, and you feel great.
Oh my goodness, it's almost like I wasn't attacked by a giant praying mantis except for in my dreams.
But the thing is, you were attacked by a giant praying mantis and someone healed you.
He's trying to say he healed you.
Well, you know what? Thank you, Onas. I suppose if I remembered that praying mantis, I would feel more thankful, but...
it was a big mantis.
Well, so you say.
As big as they come.
So you say.
Awesome. It's time to head back. It's time to head back to town then to wrap up this.
Should we go to the lodge and pick up Dennis?
Let's take that.
That sounds
Yeah,
good.
I think we do. Yeah,
We've done that.
yeah.
I forgot about
You
that
make
guy.
the trek back to the taking with you the soldier and the captain who's captured, the two remaining. The whole lot of you trek back to Foxglove Lodge, where you find that Hjani Kitu has already been and gone. She's headed back, but the duty rangers are expecting you. Everyone knows what's going on. Your Blake and Callie are still there with the cart and with Dennis and Bill, the younger guy who showed you the way to the lodge. Everything is as it should be, and you now have a Dennis, a Bill. Bill came along voluntarily. Dennis is the one you captured. And you also now have a captured captain and soldier as well. Capo, that's right, yeah.
Last name Tin.
Captain Capotin.
So
Yes.
you get your horses, you got all your captives and your newfound possessions on your cart. Blake and Callie say, okay, can we come back with you all the way into the town then? Because, our entourage was
not.
raided.
Yeah,
We
why
can
not?
keep hitching a ride. Okay, awesome.
Before we go, can we have a crack team meeting about our report?
CTMM, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll give you this quick meeting, and after that, I'm going to read the back in town blurb. So
Oh, yeah.
go.
We need to
Get your
Okay.
story straight.
Story
What do you
together.
and do you not want to report, keep, etc.? Go.
Well, we need to send Bill back because he came with us just to show us the way, and he kept us his end of the bargain. Let's send Bill back home.
Yeah, but we need to decide what we're going to report. We don't know what that Hjani person has said. When she gets back, our story, we
Okay,
need to
let's
find out
go.
what she said.
So point by point, starting with the farmers, we're sending Bill back. Dennis is gonna take the fall for the village.
Right.
Okay. It was all Dennis.
Yes. And then second, when we came to Foxglove Lounge, Hjani was the one who led us.
She's still high.
Welcome to the Foxglove Lounge. I am Dennis. I'll be singing to you for the next 2 nights. Tip your waitress. Foxglove Lounge.
Color seems so bright here.
The lodge, yeah. So anyway,
Lodge.
continue, yeah.
So, yes. I think everything basically happened, but I would like to put in one point in which we did try to find the source of this, and I just want everyone to agree that I did try to interrogate this Captain Capo.
Tin.
Yeah, I
You
don't.
still got Capo here if
Look.
you want to get to the bottom of this.
I just feel like there's alchemists out there that are obviously doing this work.
I think we did what we set out to do. We shut down this.
And I'm saying that as an elf in the army, that's not going to be a good excuse.
And
That's
we've
not an
got
excuse.
booty
We
and
did
contraband.
it. We got booty and
Do we
contraband.
not have a cart full of 2 months of rations? And
We can go wherever we
poppy?
want, and we've got we can fund ourselves with our.
We need to
ill-gotten
hand over
gains.
that poppy. We do need to hand over that poppy.
I agree with Hanny over that poppy.
Do we have mandatory blood tests when we get back?
well,
I hope not.
That's Hjani's problem, not
we
ours.
need to hand over that poppy, and I think we need to hand over the other thing.
You also have 2 vials of processed, not the magical, but the processed elixir. Oh no, you have one
I've
magical.
got one and you have
Yeah,
one.
sorry, one is unprocessed, non-magical narcotic, and you have a vial of the actual magic one as well, both of which you found on dead bodies. So you have those separate to the Grove
I
mission.
haven't got any of those.
Yeah, so you have those to decide on whether you turn them over or not. They are their whole existence is unknown to anyone except you four.
They could be useful.
They
Just
don't
the
need to
samplers.
be- they do not need to be in any report going forward.
Okay.
I'm not carrying them. It's yeah.
All right. So you're writing down notes of.
I'm writing down everything.
I'm
Yeah, I'm writing. I've got.
I'm
a little,
writing down notes of this report.
I'm
All right,
actually
so to
taking
recap,
a recording.
Dennis takes the fall.
Dennis takes a full Foxglove
Captain
Lounge.
Capo can spill his guts to somebody else, and they can take care of the whole ring.
Let's go find the ornithopter.
Yeah.
Well, let's go back to town.
Well,
Just
yeah, but
tie
after
this
that,
up.
let's just we're
Let's
done with
get
these
some of that
parties.
owl
Let's go
soup
find
as
it.
well.
I
Broth.
do have a secret plan that we will call the Bjornithopter when we find it. I said that out loud. Anyways, guys, let's head back to town.
The town of Linakiraka comes into sight, and it's the first time you've set eyes on this for like a week now. Crossing behind the town, north to south, is the mile-wide Great Kalni River. Looking right to the north are the plains and the distant glimpses of the river stations and towns along its banks. On either side of the river, at the north end of the town, you see the twin black defense towers, shiny and enigmatic. To the south is the awe-inspiring sight of the Surika, the Grand Arch. This ancient and magically constructed bridge rises from the river waters in pairs of obsidian pillars. At a distance, it seems complete and almost alien in nature. Up close, you know it to be in a state of disrepair. Beyond the Grand Arch, looking south, the river enters a valley and the whole vista is taken up with the mountainous ranges of the Great Wood. From here, the town looks compact and sleepy, but as the road slopes down towards the river, the myriad dots of people, horses, and riverboats fade into view. You have returned. Now, do you have any memory of the districts or notes about it? You know where the army thing is and Captain Corlo to report to.
Yes.
You know there's the Lamp District and the downtown, the Human Quarter. So it's up to you how you go about this.
Paulo.
I say-
You're approaching with all your entourage. Go.
We make a report right away.
Okay.
All right, great. We're all agreed. Let's go
Let's go to the reporting.
You're
place.
all agreed to make your report
right away.
right away. Now, as you approach the edge of town, Blake and Kelly sort of call the cart to a halt and say, so you guys are going to go and make your report, right? Now, we are not going to make our report straight away. We're going to go into town. We owe you our lives for rescuing us. We think you are trustworthy and honorable people, and you are awesome, and we can't thank you enough. And we will. If you want to find us, you can always look for us in the Lamp District. Just drop our names, and we'll find you. And if you need any buddies or any extra muscle, etc., we can be found around town. So we'll say our goodbyes for now.
Wait, but Kelly, why?
I feel bad for not trusting them now.
I still don't think they're trustworthy. Why aren't they making the report now? But
They're gonna
anyway.
make great meat shields one day.
Bye, guys.
All right.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Okay, there you go. Later, on your way to make your report, just as you're pulling into the square by the garrison house, just along from the petitioners' hall near the castle, in the sort of busy part of town where all kinds of soldiers and squires with horses are going backwards and forwards, and it's busy. This is where you also met the quartermaster in another hall, and who I believe is the one you had to make the report to, right? The quartermaster and Captain Corlo's quarters. As you are sort of disembarking, I'm going to roll a dice here, and it's going to be... And whoever I choose and tell this information to, it's up to you. I don't want you just to say, like, that happened. It's up to you how you relate this to the rest of the party or not. I'm going to just go around. So I'm going to have Adam is 1, then it's 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Okay. So somebody flip a d4 and let's see who's going to get this information.
2.
That's me.
While you were all tying up the horses and checking out Dennis is secured and finally arriving back, Seyda, you noticed that on the side of your pack, around one of the straps, someone has like slipped you a note, basically. You take this up, you just walk to one side and you kind of unravel this note. It's written in surprisingly like neat, amazingly scrolled handwriting, and it's actually signed off with a B.
Is it one of the bills?
Bjorn.
It could, yeah. It's from Bjorn. He's fucking with you. Yeah. No. You just give it a quick look over at first, right? And the basic gist of it just says, we owe you our lives. If you are reading this, it means we have gone our separate ways. I wrote this in the Foxglove Lodge, waiting for you to come back. We could use a crack team like you. You may not know it, but there is a movement going on in the Rekka for freedom, to be apart from the tyrannical rule of noble bloodlines. We are patriotic. We just believe that those who do the most work should be equally rewarded, and that the people on the plains deserve their own, their own culture as part of the country. And one day maybe we will call upon you and to help us. We hope. If not, then we go our separate ways.
I always like that Blake guy.
You do notice her in the corner, like staring at something.
I assume it's a human thing.
No one else is curious. Okay.
Yeah, hey, Seyda, what do you got there?
I'll show you later. Let's go have a drink later.
At the Polo.
Okay, so would you like to visit Captain Corlo or the quartermaster or what? They're the only two people you know around here. You're here to make your report, right?
Yeah, let's go
Who
make
do
the report.
we make our report into the quartermaster, right? So let's do that. Let's follow procedure.
Yep, see if we get any rewards for fulfilling our mission.
Absolutely.
In a way.
Or if that Hjani might have come and stolen our thunder. We'll find out soon enough.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, you work out. I mean, she can't have been more than like one calendar day ahead of you. So,
And also, we have the people evidence.
so you have
We're okay.
2 renegade soldiers, including the
never
captain
know.
Yeah.
and a Dennis.
She looked like you're
And
crafty.
a Dennis.
Now,
We'll
do you
be
want to
fine.
bring them with you or?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay, so with the 3 prisoners in tow, you walk into the quartermaster's hall, which, as before, is busy. People are coming in and out. People are petitioning the quartermaster and the scribes for like supplies and equipment that they don't have or don't want to give away. It's nuts in there. It's still the harvest. The business end of the city, such as the docks and the garrison quarter where you are now, are bustling and busy, and everyone's all over the place, and everyone looks annoyed and like got so many tasks on their hands. The quartermaster turns around and goes, "Oh, you came back."
Yep, we're back, and we've got a report to make, and we've...
Well, you've completed a job.
Yeah.
Congratulations. You're not I must admit, when I first saw you, I thought, useless greenhorns. I wonder if they're going to come back at all. I'd been told...
All Onas.
I-
That was all Onas.
I had been told you were a crack team, but it seems that, the rumors were
I
true.
think we only completed one
I think
job.
we completed 2 jobs.
I think we might have
I think we
completed 2.
Oh,
nailed
really?
them as well.
Really? Please do tell. He motions over to a scribe who comes over. They walk you over to a kind of a table area. The scribe dips his quill in the inkwell, gets out a scroll and goes, and they say, okay, so fill us in on the basic details, and then after that, I'll liaise with one of you to fill in the gaps. But let's who's going to make your basic report then? Let's start with the farmers. Oh, I see. Wait a moment. Isn't this the guy who petitioned you for the job, Dennis, that
Yes.
you've got here tied up?
Funny
Yes.
story.
Dennis's town of Daniel's Furrow.
That's correct, yes.
Yes.
They were complaining of raiders that came and burned one of their barns of wheat.
Yes. I've got the initial mission here
Turns
written down.
out that they could not meet quota, so they burned down one of their own barns to.
Not the whole village, just Dennis.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
Dennis.
It was-
the rest of the
that- I was
village had
getting-
nothing to do
Get
with
into
this.
that, okay? All
He
right.
was a shitheel, I think is the term.
He was a shit heel. A barn was burned down to give them good reason to not meet quota, and it was Dennis's idea. Dennis is falling on the mercy of the law at this point.
So I'm to believe they did make quota and they hid the fact. So may I? So they made enough, and it's not that they didn't make quota. They made the quota and then performed this ruse you speak of in order to not hand it over.
Put words in my mouth, guys.
They were funneling the grain away to a band of mercenaries.
Dennis, it's all on Dennis.
Wait,
He
Mr.
was
Onus,
funneling.
Mr. Onus, right? So what were they doing with this
Let me get this
this
straight.
grain that they pretended they didn't have?
As my barbarian friend here says, it was just this guy. He was a very influential guy in this village. Somehow he
Mainly
managed
him.
to set up this ruse so that he could funnel this grain to a band of illegal poppy growers and sellers. And
Excuse me?
also tried to have us killed by sending us into a big barrow thing full of ghouls.
Barrow full of ghouls, grain quota given to poppy growers. That's intriguing. Now, I'm just trying to get the broad strokes here, but how do illegal poppy finders or growers fit into the farmers
They were
thing?
in cahoots with a crooked ranger.
Funny you say that, because we have some illegal poppy growers here. We tracked back from Dennis.
I do have a note about that.
Oh,
I was visited by Silver Fox, who said that she had single-handedly. Let me see. Let me check the notes. It says, "Don't worry, mission done as usual. Some helpers will show up with the locations and details and the prisoners. You're welcome."
Luckily, Onas has written a note that was signed by the Silver Fox herself to talk about our role in this whole endeavor.
And here it is.
Now, as a DM, am I to believe that you're handing over a note with a faked Silver Fox signature on
No,
it?
this was
You can try to
something
do
we
that.
talked
That's a
about.
test.
This was something we all talked about before we even went off to
Oh,
the
you-
next
But
thing.
did we get her to do it?
No, she didn't sign
What?
anything.
Yes, she did. Here it is.
So,
my
so can
God,
I
you
just quickly
guys.
see your character sheet?
Yes, I have a scribe skill, which
You
I
do.
think might
You
help
are a
me with that.
professional at this. So, your profession scribe gives you +3,
Yeah, we didn't follow through on that.
and craft calligraphy gives you +1. I'm going to add them together and give you your intelligence bonus.
Right.
Oh no, sorry. What's your bonus for your spells and your sorcery? It's charisma, right?
Yes.
+3. So I'm going to give you a total of +7, and you have to beat 15 with a
Okay.
+7 bonus to have successfully created something. Well, you've never seen a signature, so it's more a combination of you bluffing, your confidence when you hand over the note, plus your handwriting. It's a
Okay.
combination of all kinds of things.
So I'm beating
You,
15.
you got
with my
+7, and you need to beat 15.
Here we go. Rolling. I roll a 15.
Oh,
My +7, I believe I hit it out of the park.
You look the quartermaster in the eye with your high charisma, handing over your note that you expertly scribed, and you say, "As you can see, here is the report with the signature." Now, before I do the final result of that, what's the broad strokes of what you wrote in the letter that you were on the lead of doing this?
Says
What's in
that
it?
we found this place and caught up with Silver Fox, and then we were instrumental in everything that happened after that. And yeah,
Okay, the quartermaster looks over the note and goes, "Everything seems to be in order." Oh, that's Silver Fox. I guess she was just being, just trusting in you to give me the details. She knew this letter was coming, obviously, because she's such a virtuous hero of our nation. And of
yeah,
course,
she is. She's a great
Yeah.
girl, huh? Where did she go? Do you
Lovely.
know where
Well,
she-
I've got this letter, and I will be, we will be sure that you get your due on this. Then, so tell me more. So you found you also worked together with Silver Fox and found this hideout. What do you have for me? Did you find the source of the poppies? Who are these two other tied up people here? Are
well,
they
we
related?
found a captain who gave us a direction to go, but to be honest, I don't know what happened to me. I don't remember much after that.
All right, we found a poppy smuggling ring. They were able to at least keep it at the first camp to go on to a third party who would then process it. And they also had they knew the way to the field where the poppies were growing.
And you can later fill me in on the location of these places, right?
Yes, a very fecund field full of poppies and lots of millipedes. And what was it, a mantis that was there
You're
as
going
well?
to find a dead mantis.
That was a dead
You
giant
defeated
mantis.
a
I
creature
chopped it
too.
in half.
It was a big-ass mantis.
I think you can see the green gunk that is still over my friend here.
That's what you do have a few flecks of that still on you. In fact, you all
hands.
Let me explain. Let me explain that all four of you look like people in medieval times who've just been on a week's wilderness adventure.
Smell.
You smell, your hair's lank, you're unwashed. You're going to have to get cleaned up after this, basically. That's the...
I
Is that an
cannot wait.
order?
No, that's... well, you don't have to. You're right. The DM takes that back. That was the DM's voice,
Might
not
keep
the
it as a
quartermaster.
trophy.
Yeah. Okay, so you hand over the letter, the prisoners, you've given the broad strokes. They've taken a lot of notes. They seem very, 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 very happy with this. In fact, everybody here will get a 500 point XP bonus for completing 2 goals
Yeah.
Yay.
successfully. And that was also depending on your convincing summary and report on that. So good job, everyone. And good save by Onas
Good job.
with his calligraphy skills.
We get a 500 bonus each.
Yes.
Why did we forge a paper of something that was the truth?
Because apparently you guys didn't get anything to sign it.
Yeah, we did
I don't know
overlook that.
what that is. What you're talking about?
She did come back before you and,
Hey,
and
let's not
claim
argue about it.
came, yeah.
Yeah.
What? Hey,
No,
hey.
I specifically said we need to write a report and have this
We didn't-
lady sign it.
We didn't hand
I
over that
don't.
big.
Apparently
recall.
nobody listened
You
to
did.
me.
You did. I remember. But
Okay,
we didn't.
this is done.
We didn't
We're
follow
fine with this.
through.
But what about that big pile of poppies we brought back was what? The ones that were worth 500 gold coins.
Wait, we are speaking about this in Soto Voce.
Yes,
like,
I'm
You
sorry.
are you are right in front of everyone in a
Yep.
crowded
Well,
quartermaster.
I already said it.
Okay, the quartermaster pipes in and says, "Oh, that's right. Did anyone bring back did they harvest any of these poppies and they had them stored? Did you?"
Yeah, and you'll find them there at the locations that we spoke of.
Yeah, DM aside, they're on your cart. But nobody knows that apart from you.
No, nobody knows.
And I
that.
did just say in and out.
That the 500 gold pieces worth of raw poppies
There-
on a
Oh,
string.
You'll find they had a lot of materials. They were in the field. They are not processed. They're just raw poppy growing out of
We,
the
Okay.
Merkin
we
mire.
brought some back so you guys can see them as well. They're on our cart.
Yeah,
So to vote, I am not going down for those parties.
yeah. That was what we agreed to do.
Okay. By the way, the quartermaster calls over some guards who take Dennis and the captain and the soldier into captivity. They double check with you. Okay, this is the farmer who did this. Great. And Dennis is just downtrodden, staring at his feet, almost crying as he gets marched away.
Dennis gonna die.
He kind of deserves it.
Throw him in the ghoul pit.
And then and the 2 soldiers, keep their heads up, but they're also marched off, including the captain, and they're just looked at with like contempt by all the other guards in the hall who've been listening intent to the story.
Stink eye.
Yeah, apparently nobody likes a traitor. And now you've got your experience reward, and they said, okay, well, of course you get your regular salary, but Captain Corlo might want to also reward you. So how about you guys meet us back here in say an hour?
Okay.
Give you
That
a chance
sounds like
to
fun.
Polo.
your
All
stuff
right, we
away.
have a choice right now. We can either go bathe or go to the Polo.
Can we bathe at the Palo Hollow?
Yeah. They've got rooms.
Rooms,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, don't look at me. Let's fucking go.
Right,
Fine.
we're going to the Polo.
Okay,
Polo.
Dun-dun.
you go back to the Polo where you see the innkeeper, of whom you failed to satisfactorily resolve his problem with Bill Botley. He looks at you though, and he's like, "Oh, good to see you guys again. You're becoming regular patrons. Would you like what would you like? Food, a room?" He looks at you, pauses, and says, "A bath."
A bath.
A bath.
Well, 4 baths, please.
Okay, I will prepare baths and food and rooms for you, and all for the very reasonable price of 1 gold piece. For baths, a room for 1 night, and meals all around.
Yeah.
Per person or just
All together.
Oh, well, okay.
Nice, great.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's like about right plus a little bit. For
Alright, that's
4
fine.
people, rooms,
It's okay.
food.
We need to get this man
We
to
didn't solve
sign
this
on
problem.
us, yeah.
It makes sense.
Okay, so just to set the scene again, you're back in the lamp district, and it's where all the travelers are. There's the eponymous lamps hanging everywhere, the blue paper lanterns, narrow streets, people looking from balconies, flags. It's where all the pubs and the entertainments are, and the inns. And you're in the Polo, which is like a dive, but once you get inside, it's pretty homely and bigger than it looks on the outside. It's got several floors and rooms, and you feel right at home there. The ground floor is full of all types of different characters. Conspicuously not the soldier who used to inhabit the bar the last time you were back here.
He's dead now.
And then,
I knew his name.
and you look around. You don't see you had a couple of contacts before, like your Bjorn.
My bros.
You're Bjorn Björkforn's a guy called Dirk Bjornfjord.
Yeah.
Your bro. You don't see him around. And
T-Dog.
you go up. Your baths are run for you. You have your baths and you get your meal. And then as you're coming back down, there seems to be a really big commotion. And the doors get flung open. A couple of city guards sort of put their heads in and say, "Okay, everyone who's to do with any servicemen in here, any rangers, any scouts, we've all got to get north to the. There's a big speech. Prince Callus Whiteblade is about to address the servicemen at the North Tower. Everyone's got to get there like right away." And they look like they're sort of this time metaphorically, literally and figuratively. They're figuratively filling their pants with shit. Last time was literally. This time is figuratively. They kind of shout that in. They sort of kind of catch a glimpse of you in your now clean white cloaks and uniforms, and you're kind of just finishing up your meal. Then they kind of like run off, presumably to the north side of town for this big address.
Oh shit.
So let's go, I guess.
Yeah. And as we explained before, you know that Prince Callus White, usually the direct nobility, which have there's four main families, live in Kikathraxia, which is the huge capital on the bay, like at the opposite end of the kingdom. But this guy from House Whiteblade, a more minor noble, has taken up residence in one of the defense towers on the Raqqa for reasons that nobody knows. And since he came down, you've previously heard rumors that since he came down, things have become a little bit tense, and he's him and his sort of personal troops are wandering around doing what they like. And you have awareness of this guy, but this is like a kind of a prince in your realm who to disobey is kind of death. It's a really big deal to the town.
Yeah, we should go and see who's in charge of this whole place anyway.
All right.
You follow the crowds through the lane, through the market squares, and eventually past the docks and out the north end where the city or the town stops. And one of the two defense towers is just next to the river, and there's a large open ground there.
Dun, 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 dun.
A large crowd has formed in the open ground between the north side of the town and the defense tower on the near riverbank. The focus of the throng is a raised wooden platform, usually for loading carts, which is in front of a stable. As you get close, you see people are on the platform addressing the growing crowd. Prince Callus Whiteblade stands up front. He wears black metal armour and a flowing blue cloak with the House Whiteblade trim. His skin seems gaunt even for a winter elf, and his long black hair is tied back from his narrow face. 5 elven soldiers kneel in a row at the front edge of the platform, stripped of weapons and with tied hands. You immediately recognise one of them as the soldier you spoke to in the Polo Polo Inn. They stare at the ground nervously. Behind them are 4 elite rangers of House Whiteblade. Lastly, on the other side of the platform stands a striking figure, a tall, lithe female elven warrior in her prime. She wears custom-fitted black armour that is part leather, part metal plate, yet seems light and mobile. One side of her ashen face has a patch of black veins creeping up from her jawline like marble. One hand leans on the pommel of her unsheathed sword. Its blade is blue and almost translucent. You listen to the chatter of the crowd, and you ascertain this warrior is Karnatani Whiteblade, the second of Prince Callus's 5 daughters, known across the kingdom as the Frostbitten. Callus raises his hand and silence falls. Today, Kikathra is shamed. The Raqqa is the gateway to our kingdom, the provider of its winter food and the entry point for any would-be invaders, and yet it is kept by a service of incompetent fools. These 5 imbeciles are the current command of Lunanami, our fortress that stands between here and the Rossmoor to the west of the river. It has come to my attention that they were using illegal stores of unrefined elixir while on duty, and it has resulted in the loss of one of our ornithopters, of which there are only 4 in the whole kingdom, and of which have never been lost in 1,000 years since their creation. What's more, they did not act or report on this for over a week. And his voice raises briefly into a shout. No one acted on this. Now, the scene has come to light. We also find that from that very sorry scene, my own daughter, R.P. Tani Whiteblade, is missing. A princess of House Whiteblade, your princess. And she has been missing now for nearly 2 weeks because nobody did anything. It may be too late with winter approaching, but I have sent for Whiteblade troops from the capital. I will personally see that this disgrace is not repeated and the Raqqa is brought to order. With that, he steps back and looks over to Karnitana, his second daughter. She nods and walks slowly to the centre of the platform. One by one, she decapitates the 5 kneeling soldiers, each time in a single blow. Then she motions to some regular troops and hands to come and clear up, and the Whiteblade entourage leave the stage. And the crowd is left in a sort of mixture of sort of like fear, nervousness and chatter and gossip as it starts to disperse. And on the far side, you notice Captain Corlo. who gave you your command, sort of looking around and sort of trying to spot any of her teams, and she eventually makes eye contact with you and just sort of like stares before walking off back in the direction of the garrison house. Okay, you are now in the chattering crowds, and you can talk about this or ask any questions to anyone you like.
I don't like that look she gave us because we did our best and she didn't really prioritize.
This is true, and also we haven't spoken to her yet. I mean, what did she think we were out there doing? Just we were fighting ghouls,
Mucking around, yeah.
Should we go and go after her and
Yeah, let's
have a
go
chat?
look for her and have a chat.
I
Chit-chat.
suppose.
Yeah, we're a crack
Also,
team.
do you think that soldier guy we're talking to? Do you think he's okay?
Yeah, I'm sure he's fine.
I'm sure he's enjoying a life beyond life.
Yeah. His severed head is on the grass about 30 feet from where you're standing. And it's currently been sort of like the hands are sort of scurrying around trying to clear everything up, looking like they're really going fast while Prince Callus is still in view. And like they're sort of trying to pick this up and they're like accidentally kicking the guy's head and it rolls like a football. Then they're like, oh shit. Then they're grabbing it by the hair and then they're dropping it and getting the blood over themselves.
Don't think he's okay.
Whatever, he's dead.
Let's go and make this report, find out what's going on.
Okay, so you're going to follow Captain Corlo back to the garrison house.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
You do that. You can see her still. You follow her along the north road directly to the garrison area, where you see her sort of around the area where you left your cart, actually, sort of like frantically pointing at people, shouting orders, and you approach her and she goes, you're back. I heard your mission was a success.
Yes.
And how?
+1.
As you might have just noticed, we are in the shit.
Yep, that looks pretty shitty.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now, I don't blame any one of my particular teams. It's a sad coincidence that not one of my operatives managed to follow up on those leads and rumors, which were apparently around. And maybe you guys didn't hear those rumors. I hadn't heard anything about this. I don't know who those 5 soldiers were. I mean, maybe one of my crack teams should have picked up on it, but I don't know. Did you guys hear anything about this back before you set off?
Not that I remember anymore, and that's the truth.
No.
No, I mean, if we'd heard about an ornithopter, you think we wouldn't have gone immediately straight to the ornithopter?
I
and
have
tried
no
to
idea what
find
an
it?
ornithopter is.
Yeah, and there's no way that any of us would have a plan to call it a Bjornithopter had we ever found
Though,
it.
you do know what?
Silly.
We were talking to Silver Fox, and she did mention something about trying to find an ornithopter. Have you seen her?
That must have been where
actually.
I heard it.
Yeah, that was whilst we were knee deep in a mission clearing.
You heard
clearing
Hjani
up there.
Kitu talking about, she knew about this missing ornithopter.
I seem to remember.
I remember
She
that.
mentioned something about
But
an
it's a very
ornithopter.
random word, and yet it sticks out to me as something that she
And how she
mentioned.
was going to follow it up, but she decided not to immediately. If only she had.
Well, I have an idea.
Let us hear it.
Well, the idea is we're still in the middle of... this is a tough... These words may sound almost traitorous, but I'm just being practical.
You're among friends.
If House Whiteblade is really going to send a force down here, that's not good. We're doing okay. This is a mix-up. This is not that bad. Well, it kind of is. It is bad, obviously, but what I want to do, I really think I can send one of my crack teams out there. If we send the whole army, this is what I'm thinking. What if this is a ruse? What if the daughter R.P. Tani has been kidnapped to draw our forces away, and as soon as we send a force out into the Rossmore, far away from the town, that the invaders take us? Right. This is there's a massive potential for this to go wrong. So we've got to scout this. We've got to get a crack team, if you know of any, to get in there and find out
the term.
To find out what's going on. Quickly and quietly find her whereabouts and get this back. And I mean, the ornithopter, I mean, there's 4 of these things that they're not seen by people for years at a time. As far as I can tell, it's like a huge metal bird machine with a massive... It can't just disappear or be carried on someone's back, right?
Don't worry. You know what this is? This is what happens when proper admin procedures are not followed, filing is lost, and reports don't get made. And as a scribe, I know all about the problems that can happen from bad admin. We're going to clean this
fall
up.
to my knees and I'm like, Captain Corlo, we
Yes.
are your crack team. Just give us the word and we will look for both the ornithopter and this Princess R.P. Tani, was that?
Yeah, the thing is, he moved here just several months ago, and apart from Karna Tani, the Frostbitten, who of course is infamous as one of the most ruthless killers in our service. But thank God she is on. Pray to the gods she's on our side. Apart from his other daughters, we don't know much. Do you guys know anything about this Arpitani?
Never heard of her.
Nope.
So I guess we need to find out some information about her before you go out there.
That's a
Maybe,
good idea.
I don't know.
I guess we should go and talk to those scribes.
Here's the thing, though. If I only send you and you fuck it up, we're dead. Like, we're all
All
dead.
right, well, we can leave Onas behind on this one.
No, I mean, I was thinking I might, and I'm going to be honest with you now. I trust you guys. You've done a great job. I heard you've solved 2 missions. I might have to send, don't think of it as competing. I might have to send more than one team, and whoever, as insurance for myself, and whoever gets there first gets the glory, essentially. Now, I don't want to name other teams or people that might be involved, but I just want you to be careful. If you choose to accept this mission, there might be other teams on the case too, you know? You're not against them, you're working together, but you're working together, but not directly together, you know what I mean? I've got to cover my bases, do you understand? She's still high.
Do you understand?
Got it.
Would this other team be led by a person with the name rhyming Milver Mox?
I've got some ideas for more than one person or teams. I'll deal with that. I'm just telling you, if you come across, you're not going to be working directly with other people, but I'm going to have to cover my ass here.
Yeah.
We
can
can't
take it.
send the army up there without knowledge in case we get
We
fucked.
have been great at working with teams so far, so
Yeah.
We call them meat shields.
Also, I want your judgment on something, because the quartermaster's basically administrator. You brought back a farmer who I heard they'd hidden their quota on purpose. Now, usually purposefully not bringing the quota back without a legitimate reason is punishable by death. And this is a sensitive time right now. We've just had 5 summary executions in front of everyone. This is going to spread around. There's going to be news that they're bringing down a noble elite guard contingent here. I think you know the undercurrent here is that out on the Raqqa we have more freedoms and our own way of life, and that we pay our way for that by providing the food for the rest of the kingdom. But people are going to be worried that it's all going to be cracked down on. I just think I'm not sure I want to kill a farmer in front of everyone. What should we do? What's your advise me? You've been out there, you've seen the situation firsthand, you know what happened. Advise me, what should we do with this Dennis guy? I trust your judgment.
call him in for more questioning.
Let's not kill him.
Infinite questioning.
Infinite questioning, what do you mean?
Well, you know, it was a tactic in the army.
Your pupils are dilated. What's going on?
Wait, are they still dilated? I thought we had
Yeah,
this.
I think you should sit
Okay,
down.
anyways. No, infinite questioning. It's a tactic in the army where, you know, you just constantly question the person and
Do you feel he is hiding any more information?
it's, you don't know. Nobody
I think
knows.
Seyda, what do
I'm
you think?
Coming up with a new form of punishment. I'm going to call it community helping. And I think we can send this Dennis guy around to other villages and he can tell those villages about what happens when you mess with the city.
It's like a service that you do for the community.
I think community helping sums it up pretty well.
This is a radical idea.
We can send him around and he can preach about the mercy of the city and tell other villagers.
But of course, we tell him if he doesn't do that, we kill him, right? Is that the main key to this? If he doesn't
Or
do
put
it,
him in infinite questioning, which
Infinite
apparently
questioning.
guys
Do we have
feel
any
is
more?
even worse.
do we all agree on this community helping then?
Yes.
This
community
service
helping.
of community helping.
No skin off my back.
So we're going to send him back to the villages and say we have shown mercy, but let it be known that if anyone else is, he's gonna go out there and say I've learnt my lesson.
He needs to go with a guard.
Do you have anyone we're going to send him back to? I can't waste a man on this one farmer. We'll have to trust him if
I
this is.
think he'll be fine on his own. He
So-
seems pretty
So we're going to
upset.
trust him to go back and do this.
Well, if he doesn't...
Onas, you're a learned scribe. What do you think about? You've heard all these ideas.
I think this guy was shamed in his own village, and just tell him that if we find out he's not doing his community helping or helping, that we're going to track him down and kill him like a mantis.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so
I don't know what that's referencing, but okay.
okay, I will send Dennis back to the villages after a stern talking to, and we'll handle it. We'll do the recording, and that will be his punishment. That we will show him mercy, and we won't have another execution today. But we will send him back to spread the word that crime doesn't pay. That's basically it, right? Although it does kind of pay if he's free, right?
Could just execute him tomorrow. Come on.
Yeah, it'd be quicker.
I've come up with this radical new system.
And I'm
And
saying
you're
it's
just
a
going
little
back
too
to the ex-
radical.
Or how
and I'd
about,
rather just-
I know how, we just send someone to check on him a week later, and if we hear he hasn't been doing it, then he's dead. Done. Okay, let's try it out. It's a trial program. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it works, you might have something here.
All right.
Awesome. Okay, you are now free to do your information gathering and preparing. I don't know how much you can remember of your initial rumors you heard from the ex-soldier when he first tried to explain it to you.
Ornithopter.
Because here's the thing, this is a sensitive thing now. You're gonna have to find out what are the areas you need to find out about where this castle is. I don't know. How much of it do you remember?
Castle. Yeah. Well, the castle, the
But
one that
you-
was
you
specially built
You
to
know the Black
defend
Towers.
You know where it is. It's on the other side
Yeah.
of the river, north, following the forest until it breaks into these kind of. It's where the hills come down and the forest stops. There's a kind of moor. It's on the other side of the river to the plains. There's this sort of like boggy moor with like mires, swamps, trails, and like rocky tors and outcrops, sort of like all around it. And it's beyond. You'll reach the castle before you get to the edge of the moor, basically. It's on the opposite side of the river, north, for about a day's travel.
I'll go up and see what the scribey guys have.
You know what? We all
on
seem
this.
to have different friend groups that we like to frequent with. So why don't we all go to our different friend groups? You go to the scribes. She'll go to the humans. Bjorn.
Maybe he has some friends we don't know about.
Bjorn has. He seems like a shifty fellow with shifty friends. I've seen him with shifty friends.
And Hjani
And-
doesn't have any friends.
I don't have any friends,
You can
but
go and cry in the
I-
corner somewhere.
I will go research in whatever archives there are.
You can ask
Lawfully.
the other soldiers.
Your reputation is already spreading.
I did save those meat shields from being meat shields, so I think that counts for something.
But remember, time is of the essence. No infinite questioning, just finite questioning.
So let me be clear, Onas, what sort of general area of the town or type of people are you heading for?
I'm going to go and talk to the guys in the archives in the.
In City Hall
Yeah.
archives and the scribes.
Yeah.
Oh, you've already met these
I've
scribes.
hung out
yeah.
with them.
Okay, Seyda.
I've got this note that has been worrying my mind. I'm going to go see if I can find this bee in the lamp district.
Wouldn't it be funny if you went down there, you got a meeting, and then the hood went back and it was Bill Botley.
No, it's BB.
There's lots of bee guys.
And he was basically like, I'm campaigning for the right to polygamy. We don't have enough freedoms in.
You'd be in for
yeah.
a good meeting. Infinite questioning.
Okay, Bjorn.
I'm gonna go to. Hey, what was the part of town that we went to go meet Bill Botley?
Yeah.
The lamp district.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, because when we
Okay.
went,
You also
sorry.
went to a dice gambling house in the
there we
human
had, like,
quarter.
good gambling.
Yeah,
place.
that's the one where.
Yeah, for the sake of also catching up listeners and putting the details in, the human quarter, the city, the town is on the frontier. The kingdom's mainly is like 90% ethnically elven, but the frontier is where a lot of human and dwarven people also live and make their living, and dream of citizenship one day. And there's a whole human quarter of this elven town. And you went there earlier on, did some dice gaming to look up a contact, and that's where you also saw Bill Botley.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to there, to the dice hall in the human quarter, and get in touch with my boy Garrick.
Look for Dirk. Okay. And Hjani.
I suppose I'm going off to my peoples, the soldiers.
The soldiers. So maybe you hang around the training places like the archery targets and the other kind of archery minded army people. Okay, so we'll start with Onas. Onas, so you go your separate ways. Onas goes back into the hall, the city hall, and the records, and you sort of look where the scribes are going, follow them back, and around the back of the halls you find a small library and archives place. It's a small town, it's not much, but your nose immediately picks up the musty smell of scrolls and books. It's like a kind of it's like the dog following the bone.
Aphrodisiac,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
And you track back there, and you see a couple of scribes in the back, sort of chatting quietly among the shelves of scrolls and books.
Okay, so I'm going to go up to these guys and ask them where I could find out.
Hello,
more.
are you Onas Onodiri?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to meet you.
My
your
name
your
precedes
reputation.
me.
Yes, you're getting well known around here. You're having exploits, and you're going to write an amazing book, I hear.
I'm having some exploits, and let me tell you, I'm going to write a book, and you should come by when it comes out, and I can sign it for you, and I'll do a special book reading just here.
What's your charisma?
My charisma is very high. 17
And your charisma bonus.
plus 3.
Okay, now you already have them on side, but make a DC 15 charisma check, adding 3.
Oh.
This is on top of the fact you're already doing well.
So
His
I'm,
charisma is unlikely.
it's
here.
incredible. Okay, so here we go. My
Let's just see if you also...
unlikely charisma.
No, your charisma's amazing.
Oh, yeah. 3.
Okay, so they like you and they're friendly, but not like, had you succeeded, they were just going to, go full swoon.
There'd be some,
Yeah.
bookshelves would be rocking in the library.
Onas, so how can we help you?
Well, I would like to know more information about Ep10, the
Oh, the
princess.
missing daughter.
Yeah, she's
That's
gone
right.
missing. Is there any, I don't know, where could I look in here for
Well,
some background info?
this is not
perhaps?
the rustling of DM's notes. This is the rustling of scribes looking through the papers. It's definitely not the rustling of the DM realizing he's misplaced the most important note.
What's a DM? I don't know
found
what you're
it.
talking about.
I don't know either. It's weird meta
Dick
talk.
mangler.
Onas, well, as you may know, he has 5 daughters. Mm-hmm. And Ep10 is the second to last, one of the youngest ones. She's only 30 years old, which, as you know, for us elves is about the equivalent to a 18 or 19-year-old. Now, you've never seen her about town? You've never heard anything about her?
Well, me and my group, we're new in town, so no.
She is infamous. You know, she is one of the nobles that have certain birth conditions, and she needs to take the magical elixir every week to stay functional.
What's her kind of...
She's
deal?
a rogue. She's a skilled and dangerous rogue.
Oh, so she's skilled and dangerous, but she also has issues.
As long as she takes the, like all those notes, as long as she takes the potion.
What
she's,
happens if she doesn't?
Oh, I assume she's, she will be crippled by illness.
So what kind of stuff does she do then if she's got these rogue skills? Is she out and about roguing or...
Yeah, well, she's only seen out and about now and again. She's not nationally famous like a couple of her sisters, the Frostbitten. But she occasionally comes out at night and is a bit weird and unpredictable, I hear. Like all the nobles that need the medicine are a bit odd like that. They have a deep melancholy and an unpredictable nature.
Right. So she's not the nicest of people. We don't know much about her.
Well, I don't know if she's not nice, but she seems weirdly melancholy and unpredictable. Yeah. Did we say she's a skilled and dangerous rogue?
We did say that. She's skilled and dangerous and a rogue.
Hey, Onas, can you put us in your book?
Well,
I can just imagine, set the scene. Listen to me. Look, you're a great writer. Let me give you a pitch.
Yeah.
So, we want to get into the biz as it is. The Prince Kellis Whiteblade has addressed the city. Everyone is nervous. A princess has gone missing. Enter the fray, Onas Onodiri, the legendary sorcerer and scribe. He comes down to seek information from simple scribes.
I like the sound of that.
In the back, they help him every way they can, giving him the key information. And he promises to put them into the story. It's a story within a story. Do you like this idea?
It's interesting. I'll think about it, and maybe I'll consult you when I finally get to doing the final edit on my book. But for now, I think I need to get out of here.
Okay, it was nice to see you. Don't
nice.
forget us. We've got your back.
Jeez.
In the scribes world.
Scribes can be trying. I'm glad I'm
really
not like those guys.
Almost, right?
Yeah, it's tedious.
You guys are not there, by the way.
Insufferable? No,
Onas is talking.
I'm talking. Yeah.
We are inside his brain right
Voices.
now.
I'm glad the other guys don't see me like that. Jeez.
Yeah.
What a bunch of losers.
Oh, man, if I was like that, I would find a bridge and jump off of it.
Yeah. Oh well.
And Seyda was... You returned to the lamp district in the seedy, colourful and aromatic yet seedy lanes around the Polo Polo. You drop back into the Polo Polo, in fact, and you flash the note and the names at the barkeep. And he looks at you, nods and says, return in 20 minutes.
Okay. I'll go out. What do I do for 20 minutes? I'll have a little walk.
Well, fast forward to 20 minutes later. You return, and Blake and Kelly are sitting at the bar.
Oh.
You got our note.
I got your note. What's that?
Do you wish to join us? It seems that, given recent events that have come to light, now is is as imperative as ever to protect our free. You do realize we are patriots. We're not separatists. We just value the freedoms at the Raqqa.
Tell me what your goals are.
We have a proposition for you.
Mm-hmm.
And only Seyda hears this and can react to it, right? You you are probably going. We assume you're going to take this mission, right, and head out to find RP Tani Whiteblade.
Mm-hmm.
We hear that without a regular dose of the magical potion Elixir Veri, she becomes incapacitated, which means this is a golden opportunity for us to take her and use her as leverage, or to get her on side, or to recruit her into, to this is leverage, right? I think if you reach her first, you could not immediately return. She may be at your mercy without the always suggesting is this could be useful to stop this this announced onslaught of capital troops to come down here and discipline us. That's a euphemism if I ever heard one.
Tell me a little bit more about this elven girl. What does she do? What has she done?
She's a strange one. She is both of striking looks, darkly charming and persuasive. She has a strange power over people to sort of like talk them into things she wants them to do. Of course, she has the social standing. An average citizen cannot refuse her requests as it is. And she has a dangerous, unpredictable air. It seems to amuse her sense of humor to use her sort of social standing to force people to do stuff. She's like, this is just all rumors, but what we know is she is a princess, and we have a chance here. We can't come with you, but I just want you to consider the position of power you might be in if you succeed in this mission. And I don't mean straight kidnapping or trouble or rebellion. I mean you would maybe in a position to lay down conditions, even if you've won favor. But you know what I mean.
I could. You're saying I could influence this princess.
Yeah, or use her to gain influence if she's not going to be influenced. But you have to be careful. This would ride on her being incapacitated, because she's a highly dangerous person, and if you went against her or harmed her and it got out, obviously the whole nation would demand your execution. So this is a dangerous game to play, but I see a chance.
Can you give me any more help? Just what you know. Is that the extent of what you know? Is there anything that maybe you
that's
have
all we know for now. That's what we want to tell you. And you just drop our names at the Polo Polo, and if we're in town, we'll be able to meet you here. Okay, and with that, they bid you farewell, put their hoods up, and slink out back into the narrow, busy streets of the Lamp District. Which brings us to Bjorn. You leave the Lamp District and enter the most densely sort of packed, rickety-looking part of town, where these narrow houses are sort of stacked 5 apiece with no gaps in between them. They all look like they're falling onto each other like dominoes. It's where the majority of the humans live, plus some widely regarded pretentious elven poets who think it's real to live in the human quarter and get a real insight for their art. There's also some of those guys down here, and you're a resident.
Down a peg.
You're a resident. You know about this. That's the other side of the human quarter is the hipsters, the hipster elf poets who like to sort of hang in the dangerous part to get their inspiration.
Half human. I bridge both worlds. Each of my feet are on the other side of the border of these two different worlds. I'm comfortable in both, but belong in neither. So that's kind of shaped who I am.
Who are you explaining this to?
To himself. This is what Bjorn is saying out to himself as he soulfully wanders the streets of the human quarter, because he is in fact one of aforementioned elven hipsters who hangs out the human quarter.
Looking at myself in the mirror.
Yeah, that's right. He's got his beard has grown after you're a week away. He's got his tall hipster hairstyle. Yeah. He's wandering the human quarter, thinking out loud about his insights. You are one of them, yeah. So you arrive at the dice parlor, which at this time of day, and given the recent announcement, seems pretty dead. But there are a couple of people drinking beers in there, including your friend. And I was going to fuck this up because it's a reversal of your name, Dirk Bjornfjord. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You catch his eye as you walk in, and he motions you to his table.
I sidle up to Dirk and I say, "Hey, Dirk.
These are grave times, my friend. With a lockdown and news such as this."
What's the underworld news on the missing princess?
Let me tell you, these are grave times, my friend. With a lockdown such as this going on, all roguing and underground activities, basically, just we have to put a stop to our we're losing a lot of money. Someone's got to sort this out. What was your question again?
Well, I just wanted to know what the word was on this missing princess.
I have some inside information for you.
Let's hear it.
One of my associates was able to talk to one of those soldiers before they were rounded up. This is what they say happened, as far as you can trust them. Apparently, they were doing their jobs as usual when this RP Tani just showed up there, out of the blue, announced that who she was, which they know who she was, and just started to like do whatever she liked, including forcing them to go out and bring her elixir veri and get high with her and let her do whatever she wanted. And I don't mean anything sexual. I mean,
It sounds great.
she was just doing whatever she wanted. They had no choice but to follow her orders. She had to be given the run of the fortress, which, as you know, the fortresses are barely used. They're almost like follies. We haven't been attacked in hundreds of years. And that she was basically like playing with them for her own sort of dark, humorous reasons. And then eventually she started running out of her magical elixir and going a bit nuts. And she forced them to let her power up the ornithopter and fly that thing out of there, and was never seen again. So apparently that's what happened, and now those poor fuckers have had their heads cut off. Jeez, who'd want to get involved in this mission? Not me, that's for sure. Bjorn, if you've got a brain in that head of yours, I'd stay way clear of this job and take another mission.
Derek, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Sometimes a bad idea, it's the best idea I got.
No.
What does that sound?
Me choking on my own.
Bjorn,
disgust.
let me tell you something, Bjorn. That rocks. You're a poet. You belong in the human quarter, where people keep it real and know what's going on the streets. You and me, but I'm still going to advise you not to take that job. Holy shit, what if you find her and then she just like says, okay, now we're doing this? Or what if she comes back and like says some shit you didn't do to the prince just to amuse herself, and you will get executed too? It's a no-win situation. Holy shit, man. Come with me. I've got a lead on a... Look, keep this between you and me. We've known since we're kids, right? My regular contact for illegal substances, I hear his supply has been recently busted. I'm not sure what happened, but I guess he's cut off.
Ooh, that's
And we're looking for good men to set up a new line, put my alchemist together with a new supply. You know what I'm saying? This is breaking news. I could use you on a job like this. Just you come to me, you're in. Just forget that suicide mission, nobility, princess bullshit, and you can get in on the action. It pays well, man.
First off, that's a shame about your supply. Whoa.
Well, this shit happens from time to time. I keep myself. I'm not directly involved in that end of it because it's too risky. But that's the news I got. I'm just the middleman.
Here's my thing. I will let you know. If I find out anything. In the meantime, though, what can I get for these 2 vials that I got here?
Let me see that.
I got one magical and one simply red.
Can I ask you a question? Is one of those fully treated magical elixir veri?
Maybe.
Put that away, dude. That's going to get us all killed. I don't go that far. But I'll take the other one off your hands for 75 gold pieces.
Done.
Awesome. He walks over to the bar of the dice thing, flashes a thieves sort of hand signal at him. The guy brings you over. He reaches back into a kind of like a sort of hidden panel behind the bar, pulls out a strong box, counts you out 75 big ones into a small velvet bag, just like a, in the old days, a purse full of money. He hands that over and takes one of the vials off you and goes, your secret's safe with me. So we're in on this together now, Bjorn. And if I go down, you go down, you know what I mean? So nice transaction. And
Jesus, that's ominous. And you are very wordy for a simple transaction.
It's not a simple transaction. If this was found out, we'd be having our heads chopped off as well, man. But I can't touch that magic shit, man.
But this is what you deal in on the daily, son.
Not the magical shit. That's serious. That's not unrefined. That's how did you get that?
Sorry, I thought I just sold just the simply red one.
Yeah, not the magical one.
Yeah, the magical one.
You've got
has
2.
nothing to do with you. This is my problem.
I'm just telling you, where did you even get that from, man?
Hey, why don't I talk to somebody who has
it doesn't.
some real
It has
weight
to go
around
all the way
here?
to the capital to be
Where's
blessed.
Zero at?
0. You want to talk to 0?
If he wants to push this kind of weight...
0
And
is a
quickly.
freedom fighter, and she doesn't touch the drug stuff, man.
Oh, that's what that was, yes. I'm getting my names mixed
Okay.
up. It's really hot in this little
Look, man,
club.
you've done a good deal here. Get out of here, and just remember, if you want in on more of this action, I need help to set up a new supply line. So just come back to me, okay? Okay, which brings us finally to Hjani.
Hjani's so bored.
Oh, Hjani has been hanging out. What you've done in the meantime, you have been at the army archery range, blowing everyone away with displays of your hitting a bullseye, hitting the arrow in the back of the arrow, not your own arrows, of course. And everyone is basically like all the recruits at the training range are just worshipping at the feet of this unbelievable, charismatic, skilled archer right now.
Yep, this is how it's done.
And just as I did with Onas, we're going to do there's 2 levels of this. Now they're impressed with you, but what's your charisma bonus?
I don't know if I have... Oh, a +2.
Okay, so if you can beat 15 with your +2, you get next level sycophancy.
All right, 17 + 2, 19.
These recruits into the Rangers, and including some of the more experienced ones, they either want to be you or be with you. They're just drooling. They either think you're their idol or they won't do anything to win
American
you.
Idol.
You've just got a crowd around you, like just begging you to do more trick shots, more apples shot out the air, more bullseyes on top of a bullseye. Like you're just like hot shit right now, and yeah, ask away.
All right, guys. Calm down for just a second. I'll show you some more tricks later. But, you know, I'm actually trying to find a little bit of information. I was wondering if you guys have heard anything.
Yes, ask us anything.
Well, you saw that whole, like, crazy deal with the ornithopter and RP Tani and all that stuff. Have you guys heard any rumors? Anything that might help me out a little bit?
We've got some great tips for you. First of all, that Arpitani, she's crazy. Mm-hmm. She's got the elven noble melancholy.
Oh, no.
You know, if it wasn't for that medicine she takes, she'd be sick. She'd be taking her own life. She's weird. Like, she comes down sometimes here. She came here once.
Really? Oh, what'd she do? Or say?
She at first she wanted to see our training and was just inspecting. Then she came back at night and asked us to make trick shots. Finally, look, you can't tell anyone this, right? I'm only telling you this because we love you so much.
Oh, it's a secret between us, darlings.
Okay. She came down here one night. She made some of the recruits. She picked one of them, made them stand on the target just for fun, put an apple on the head, and asked us to, have a competition who could hit the apple. About 10 shots in, someone shot the poor recruit right in the face. And when we looked around, she'd just walked off.
Oh, my goodness.
And, we couldn't say no because, we'd all be executed if she put in a bad word for us. This person is a fucking psychopath, and you should avoid her at all. She's the worst. Honestly, this is treasonous, but she's the worst kind of noble. She just knows she's got the power, she's got the illness, she's high on that elixir thing, and she just walks around. You honestly listen, Hjani, you're a hero. You're the best archer we've ever seen, and this job, if you're gonna don't get involved in that mission, that's terrible. Join with us. Lead us into a mission. We will follow you into battle.
I'm sorry, my darlings, but sometimes a hero must take the mission that is offered her.
That's amazing, because we've just heard that another crack team led by Hjani Kitu the Silver Fox is already leaving today, and we believe you can beat them to the goal.
Absolutely, and I will require on your help for me to beat that Hjani to the goal.
We believe Hjani can beat Hjani.
That's good. Keep on repeating that over and over and over again.
You come back together, finally.
Wait, so all I learned was that Hjani, Arpitani is a psychopath.
Yeah.
Me too. I
think she's a bad one.
Yeah. Let's go and
Fuck her up.
yeah.
No, I don't know. Going after her might be a very bad idea.
Isn't the mission to find where she is and bring her back?
Yeah. She's probably gonna be
Well, wait,
comatose.
that's what you heard at the announcement.
But then
Yeah.
if she doesn't want to be brought back, then
How many people can an ornithopter copter hold anyway?
That's a good point. They're practically legendary things. As I said, they're normally kept on top of the 4 lunas, the elven castles, which are the only 4. They don't exist down the valleys. And on top of them is this dome, which can slide open. Yeah. And for 99.9% of the time, they're under those domes and nobody sees them. So they're kind of semi-mythical things.
Look, all right. So
gotta
you've
go under
always
the
wanted,
dome.
Onas, you've always wanted to see an ornithopter.
Always.
And I kind of find the fact that somebody would use up recruits like that incredibly terrible.
I've also always wanted to see a psycho elven bitch queen as well. So
Yeah,
That's
I
too
feel
much.
like we should go, and if not kill her, at least deal enough unlethal damage to her.
I wonder if
Does the DM hear plans of treason?
Jesus.
Unlethal damage to bring her back.
If only maybe, instead of killing her, maybe there would be a way to get her on our side. Maybe if someone was carrying some kind of leverage against her pointed glare, that she has this kind of
something she was
at you.
Oh, okay.
something she was dependent on,
Something
like
she was dependent on.
some
Maybe
kind
it
of
would have
highly
some kind
illegal, hard to get hold
yeah.
of substance.
Daddy's got your medicine.
Maybe we
Alright.
would have some leverage against her, and we could.
Well, this sounds like a plan.
Yep.
This is starting to feel like one of your infinite questioning sessions. So,
Right. Right.
I think we've got
Leverage
it
her
nailed.
or knock her out. I think this is a good idea. Let's go and get that ornithopter.
Yeah.
So you have
Tops away.
decided to take the mission, no matter how you take it or how it plans out.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
You are
what
throwing
else are we
yourself
gonna do?
Otherwise,
into the fray.
all this
All right,
hour
Bjorn
would have been
offers
for
his
nothing.
hand in the center,
Well,
and he wants
Wait,
to really
wait,
take
wait.
his hand.
Hey guys, well, let's just go and investigate some more polygamy. Just stay here.
Oh, no.
Fuck it.
I think we're going for the
as a
ornithopter.
DM, I want to say it is possible for you to ignore this and take another mission, but I think the heroes have made their decision.
This seems like the juiciest thing.
It's infinitely more interesting than human stories for me.
Yeah.
All right, guys, hands in.
Hands
Yeah.
in.
Okay.
All right,
Uh,
on three, crack team.
Crack
1,
team.
2, 3.
Crack team.
Crack team.
But please actually remember to buy potions this time.
On 3, crack team. Great play,